Hi there, this is David, and right now there are a lot of sales going on. We have sales on pretty much every single console, from the PlayStation to the Xbox to the PC over on Steam. There is a ton of sales. There's even sales over on the Switch, but most importantly, and what I want to focus on right now, is sales on our handy dandy little 3DS. It might be time to dust off this console if you still have it, because there are quite a few really good games on sale, and they're all Atlus games for the most part. I personally haven't really touched the 3DS in quite a bit of time. I pretty much only bring it whenever I'm on vacation, but it might be time to get back into it. It's really hard nowadays to find 3DS games still being for sale in places like GameStop, so for them to have a sale on these RPGs for this older console, this is a really good thing. If you didn't get a chance to pick up these games back in its heyday, now is your opportunity. I'm currently on the Nintendo website, and I have the sale filtered by deals, Nintendo 3DS, role-playing, and strategy. So let's just go through and look at the various games that are on sale. Again, most of these are indie, but most importantly, they're Atlus. Especially with the... Right now, a lot of people are getting back into SMT and Persona and things like that with the success of SMT 5, so this is a really good opportunity because there were so many SMT games on the 3DS. This is a good opportunity to get back into those games. We have Persona Q2, which is a dungeon crawling game starring a lot of the protagonists from the various Persona games. It says join the cast of Persona 3, 4, and 5 as they're thrown into a new and mysterious world. But again, this is first-person dungeon crawling. If you're into that, check it out. I personally am not the biggest fan of first-person dungeon crawling, but there was a lot of those types of games on the 3DS, so I do have quite a bit. Etrian Odyssey Nexus is the last Etrian Odyssey game. I think that there were like 6 of them. There was 5 main lines, and then this Nexus one. There was also sorts of remakes and everything. This also is a first-person dungeon crawler. You can choose different playable classes and job systems and things like that. It's a pretty cool game, and I do have some Etrian Odysseys myself. I have Etrian Odyssey 4, Legend of the Titan. I have Etrian Odyssey Untold, the Millennium Girl, which I think is a remake of the first Etrian Odyssey. So yeah, I tried to get into these games, but, you know, whatever. Here we have SMT Strange Journey Redux. Strange Journey was a first-person dungeon crawler in the SMT universe. If you are into that, you know, be sure to check this one out. These are all on sale for quite a bit off. You can get all 3 of these games here for $10. That's pretty nice. Moving on down to another game that you can get for $10. Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology. This was probably my favorite game on the original DS. This is a remake of that fantastic game for the 3DS. I do have my copy of Radiant Historia right here, still in its nice, beautiful paper box. I never did get this remake. I wanted it, but I stupidly waited for the price to go down, but it's Atlus, and so, yeah, the price never really did go down. So now it's worth a ridiculous amount of money, so I might pick this up digitally for only $10. Now is the time to grab that. Another Etrian Odyssey. This is Etrian Odyssey 5, Beyond the Myth. This one's $9. This Sept game, I've heard a lot of things about it. I've never played them before, but it's kind of like a... It's kind of like a board game, I guess. It's like a board game with dice and all that, but it has turn-based battles and all that. So if you're into that or that sounds interesting, you might want to pick that up as well. This one is by NIS America. It's only $5. Moving right along, we have some more indie RPGs. I wish that there was an option to just kind of like skip indie, if you know what I mean. Like they kind of like it's funny if you go back and you look at, you know, older systems from up until about the PlayStation 3 is whenever it started. Whenever you look at lists of RPGs and there's a million indies in there, and you're like, I really just want, you know, the good ones made by the companies. So yeah, I've heard that Asdivine Cross by Chemco is actually a halfway decent Chemco RPG if you're into that. And if you want to build your own RPG, you know, there's RPG Maker Fez right there. There's all 3 Mercenary Saga games on sale for really cheap. And looking at this, I can't help but feel that this is essentially a Final Fantasy Tactics kind of clone. So if you were into Final Fantasy Tactics like I am, you might want to check out these Mercenary Saga games right here. This actually looks to be halfway decent. I have never played them myself, but looking at them, they do look halfway decent. The 4th game in the Shin Megami Tensei franchise is here, Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse, which I have myself right here, right there. This is on sale for only $9. If you want to get in on the SMT series and really see what it's all about, if you liked SMT 5 over on the Switch, you might want to pick this one up too. It's just more of the same great SMT that you know and love. Monster Hunter Generations. People say that this is a fantastic, fantastic game, and it looks to be that way too. It's kind of an open world exploration game, action RPG. Looks to be a lot of fun. It's multiplayered, so that looks pretty cool. $16 there. Seventh Dragon 3, code VFD. This is the 3rd Seventh Dragon game. The other 2 didn't actually come out in America. They were released on the PSP. And I think one was released on the PSP and the other one on the DS. The DS one, I want to say, got a translation patch, and I played that really far into it, and then my game froze on me, and I was like, ugh, screw this. But yeah, this is another turn-based JRPG. This one's made by Sega. So if you are maybe into Phantasy Star or other Sega based games, you might want to try this one out. But again, it's dungeon crawling. The 3DS, where it was really good on RPGs, it had a lot of dungeon crawling games, and that might be a reason why I like the DS a little bit better than the 3DS, because the DS had a lot more traditional turn-based exploration type games, the ones that I like, whereas the 3DS, a lot of dungeon crawler type games. Final Fantasy Explorers. This is basically Monster Hunter meets Final Fantasy. So if you're a fan of Monster Hunter games, you might want to check out this game as well. It has Explorers to master over 20 different jobs to go out and fight and kill all those monsters. I do have that game, but I don't have the box for it. I just have the actual game. I think I got it for like $5 or something at GameStop. Stellaglow. I've heard a lot of really good things about this, again, by Atlus. This is a strategy RPG. Heard it's one of the best games on the system. You really should probably check this one out while it's on sale as well, only $8. Another Etrian Odyssey. This one is 2. This is a remake of Etrian Odyssey 2 for the DS, so that's pretty nice. Then we have more strategy RPGs. And again, in the Persona SMT series. This is Devil Survivor 2 Record Breaker, which I have the original Devil Survivor 2 for the Nintendo DS. I didn't buy the remake for the 3DS. The 3DS had a lot of remakes of regular DS games. But if you're a fan of Persona or SMT or strategy RPGs, you really should pick this game up right here. Especially that it's on sale now for only $8. More Monster Hunter right here. The original Persona Q, again, dungeon crawling, if you're into that. Here we have Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call for the 3DS. As big of a fan of Final Fantasy as I am, I never really got into these Theater Rhythm games, or any rhythm games, actually, because I don't have any rhythm. I have whiteboard rhythm, which means I have no rhythm whatsoever. So, like, I want to say I played, like, Parappa the Rapper back on PlayStation 1. I want to say I rented that from, like, Blockbuster or something, because everybody's going on and on and on about it in the PSM magazines. And I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot, because rhythm games were a brand new genre back then. There weren't any rhythm games on the NES or SNES or Game Boy or anything like that. So I wanted to check it out. I tried it, and I was like, Number one, this guy's ugly. There's some weird or what was he, an onion? Some onion guy or something. And then you had to do rhythm stuff, and I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it, and I've been turned off from rhythm games ever since. But hey, if you like them, $20 right here. We have Etrian Odyssey Untold: The Millennium Girl, which I've already showed you my copy of for only $8. Shin Megami Tensei 4, right here for $8 as well. And then, interestingly, they even have Soul Hackers. This is Devil Summoner Soul Hackers. This is a remake of the original Soul Hackers game that was released on, I want to say, the Saturn. I didn't have a Sega Saturn. I really didn't have any Sega consoles at all. But this one was released in the West, but because it was on Saturn, it just kind of languished, and nobody really got a chance to play it. I wish that it was released back on the PlayStation. I probably would have picked it up then. But again, this is another first-person dungeon crawler, as you can see right here, where you make your own maps and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty neat. Again, a lot of SMT, a lot of Persona is on this system. Legends of the Titan, Etrian Odyssey 4, I have my copy there. And Devil Summoner Overclocked, the original, I have that one as well right here. This one's actually still sealed. I still have the plastic on it, so that's kind of neat. This one's here. This one's only $8. This, again, is a strategy RPG set in the Persona or the SMT world, and it's a remake of the original Devil Survivor game on the DS. So this has been a lot of Atlus games that are normally really expensive, that if you actually try to collect these games or get them physically, you're going to pay an arm and a leg. But if you just want to play the game and buy it digitally, you can get these games now for a great price. If you are a fan of first-person dungeon crawlers, strategy RPGs, Persona, or SMT, you're going to want to check out this sale. There is so much stuff on sale right now, and if you don't get anything else, at least bare minimum, you've got to get Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology. I cannot say enough good things about Radiant Historia. This game needs a sequel. This game needs to spawn a franchise. It is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Cannot say enough good things about the battle system, about the time traveling system. It is so good for only $10. You cannot go wrong. There's also other things on sale here. You can do more filters by Switch or any other systems here sold by Nintendo. There's even some sales on the Wii U, so you can really look around here. And this sale lasts until December 31st. If you want to check out this sale, please do. There's a lot of great stuff on sale here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and just kind of walking through these games with me. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.